Hey, what is up YouTube? Back with B-Ball Summary. My name's Mo Allo. We've got another day of news and NBA recaps, so let's get right into it. First on the news front, we have things going from bad to worse for the Philadelphia 76ers. With Ben Simmons out indefinitely with a knee injury, which he requires surgery for, their second All-Star in Joel Embiid went down 6 minutes into today's game against the Portland Trail Blazers with an ankle injury. As it currently stands, Joel's return time frame is not clear, but you can trust B-Ball Summary to give you the updates as soon as we have them. Secondly, on the news front, we have Draymond Green getting fined $50,000 for his comments on the TNT show Tip-Off, in which he was invited along as an analyst. Draymond breaks the league's anti-tampering rules with a comment that reads as follows: "It's great to see Book playing well and Phoenix playing well, but get my man out of Phoenix." It seemed as though Draymond was very aware that he had broken some tampering rules. When asked if he had just tampered with the NBA process, he answered, "Maybe," with a chuckle. Simply can't expect anything less from the clown, Draymond Green. And with that, let's dive into the game section of today's video. To start us off, we have the Washington Wizards versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. This game ended as you would have expected. The Washington Wizards, with nothing to play for now that they're out of the playoff picture, played for nothing. With lackluster defense and offense, it was obvious what the outcome of this game was going to be from the start. No-name Oklahoma City Thunder rookie Darius Bazley dropped 23 points on the Wizards' heads tonight, leading not only his team but the game in scoring. We might as well go ahead and give him the player of the game and move on to the next one. The final score in this game, 103-121. Thunder win by 18. In Game 2, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Toronto Raptors. Coming into this game, the Grizzlies really needed a win to be able to keep Portland Trail Blazers at bay. And for the Raptors, a win here secured the second seed in the East. Despite exceptional offensive performances from Ja Morant, Dillon Brooks, and Grayson Allen, the Grizzlies were unable to steal the win in this game. They led by 8 points in the first quarter, but once the Raptors took control, there was no looking back. As sad as this is to say, the Grizzlies were simply outclassed in talent and skill. The final score in this game, 99-108. Raptors win by 9. And in Game 3, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the New Orleans Pelicans. These are two teams that are on the outside looking in a competitive Western Conference. As such, this was a game that was highly anticipated. I expected both teams to bring their A game, and it's fair to say that I was sorely disappointed. Although this looked like it was going to be a contest in the first quarter, with the Pelicans keeping the Spurs in check for the entire period, the Spurs simply took control of the game in the second and third quarters, leading by as much as 20 points. With the game approaching blowout territory, the Pelicans decided to kick it into high gear. They tried to gain control back in the third quarter, and this bubbled over to the fourth quarter a little bit. It was too little, too late. The Pelicans lose this contest, with the final score being 122-113. Spurs win by 9. The player of this game is the San Antonio Spurs' DeMar DeRozan. He ends his night with 27 points and shows us all why he is one of the kings of the mid-range. He shoots no threes, however, hitting mid-range shot after mid-range shot. There was just no stopping him. This game's biggest disappointment was easily the New Orleans Pelicans guards. Lonzo and Drew combined for an awful 12 points. It was obvious that their hearts weren't in the game. The surprise producer, and frankly, the only player who really came to play, was JJ Redick. It's obvious that he was the only New Orleans player with something valuable to lose in this game, and that is his highly coveted playoff streak. Before this season, JJ had not missed a playoff appearance since his high school years. Let that sink in for a second. This guy is a winner, and he came to win tonight, with 31 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting an incredible 63% from the field. I'm sorry to say this, JJ, but tonight your team really let you down. And on to Game 4, we have the Orlando Magic versus the Boston Celtics, leading and then relinquishing their lead to the other team. As the Orlando Magic fight desperately to avoid the Bucks in the first round, it was obvious their players came to play today. They were incredibly productive in their offense today, with 6 players scoring in the double digits. They were led by none other than Nikola Vucevic, who ends his night with 26 points and 11 rebounds. And on the other half of the court, we have Gordon Hayward leading with 31 points. He was looking like Gordon Hayward of old tonight. with the other starters, Jaylen Brown and Kemba Walker, struggling with the efficiencies today. Gordon Hayward got it done for them, accompanied by Jason Tatum, who also scored 29 points on the night. In a tight game in an unexpected fourth quarter, the Celtics find themselves down by 5 points with 42 seconds left on the clock. A long three from Jaylen Brown misses. It's rebounded by Kemba Walker, who tips it to Jason Tatum. Tatum uses a fake to get his defender up off his feet, steps to the side and has an open three-pointer which he drills. He brings the Celtics to within 2. On the other end, we have DJ Augustine with Orlando up by 2 and 30 seconds to play. It was their game to lose. DJ makes a smooth drive into the heart of the defense and looks like he's going to have an open layup. But Daniel Tice comes from the weak side for an emphatic block, and we're going down the other end. Jason Tatum has the ball with 7 seconds to go. He backs his way into the paint and does a beautiful turnaround jumper. Much like D-Book, Tatum is a student of Kobe. He turns around, jumps, shoots, and hits a crucial basket to tie the game, with 4 seconds left on the clock. Orlando is unable to convert on the other end, and we're headed to overtime. Although Orlando come out of the gates firing and seek to take the lead and run away with this game, Jason Tatum, who was performing incredibly in the second half, picks up the Boston Celtics, put them on his back, and continued on, keeping them within striking distance of the Orlando Magic. With 6 seconds left on the clock, the Celtics are up 122 to 119. Markelle Fultz rushes the ball down to the Celtics basket. Fultz finds Vucevic, who's marked and covered by Daniel Tice, who plays smothering defense, but Vuce is still able to get the shot off. The ball bounces on the rim once, twice, and bricks out. The game's over. The Celtics win this matchup. The final score, 119-122. Celtics win by 3. Following this exciting game, we have game number 5. The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Portland Trail Blazers. With Ben Simmons out of this game, the Philadelphia 76ers were looking to make a statement to show what they could do without one of their all-stars. Tragedy struck, however, as Joel Embiid injured himself early in the first quarter and was out for the rest of this game. It wasn't looking good for the Sixers. However, Damian Lillard was piping hot, shooting and making basically all of his baskets. He ends his night with 51 points, and it looked like the Blazers were going to run away with it. However, Philly wasn't going to go down without a fight. We see great production from Josh Richardson, of all people, who leads his team in scoring with 34 points, shooting 65% from the field and 60% from 3. With this, the Sixers are able to make it a 4-point game with 26 seconds left on the clock. Off of a basically half-court heat-check heave from Damian Lillard that bricks, the 76ers get the rebound and run it up. They're fouled and put 2 shots in. It's a 1-point game, 121 to 122. The Sixers are forced to play the fouling game. They foul Nurkic, who heads to the line, flushes the first and swishes the second. It's a 3-point game with 10.2 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for the Sixers to be able to get up a shot. The 76ers go to Josh Richardson, who had the hot hand for them all game. He's marked by Carmelo Anthony. He drives right, pops up, shoots. The ball goes up, it bounces on the rim twice, but unfortunately, it isn't able to go in. The 76ers lose this game. The final score, 121 to 124. Blazers win by 3. Now, let's head to Game 6. We have the Houston Rockets versus the Sacramento Kings. This game can be summed up rather quickly. In the first period, Buddy Hield and the Kings were hot, hitting most of their 3-pointers. However, the Rockets continue to play their pestering micro-ball defense. They get deflection after deflection after deflection, disrupting the Kings' offense and ultimately taking control of this game. They were led by Austin Rivers, who continued to hit shot after shot to keep the Rockets in the game while they were figuring out their offense. And they did just that. Once they got the lead, the Rockets never let go. They never looked back. Although the Kings are a promising upcoming team, they were outclassed and outmatched. The final score in this game, 129 to 112. The Rockets will win by 17. Now, in a night where the Rockets are missing Russell Westbrook and James Harden scores 32 points, you would think he would be hands down the player of this game. However, the player of this game goes to Austin Rivers. He not just kept the Rockets in the game, but he led their scoring with an uber efficient 70% from the field. He was good for 41 points on the night, a career high. In the Orlando restart, the Rockets have been getting some incredible production from some of their role players, and they will need this going into the playoffs. It's obvious that the Rockets have championship dreams, And to be able to achieve these aspirations, they'll need each and every one of their players to turn up every night. And from what we've seen so far, they're capable of doing just that. It feels like the NBA is just trying to make it hard for me to get all of these videos recorded. We have a 7th game today. We have the Brooklyn Nets versus the LA Clippers. Despite not having Paul George and Montrezl Harrell, I'm sure you'll be surprised to know that the Clippers were down by almost 20 points to the Nets in this game. However, an offensive explosion from Kawhi Leonard keeps them in the game. He ends his night with 39 points. But it wouldn't be the robot we've all come to know and love without him performing on defense as well. He also ends the night with 4 steals. As such, the Clippers are able to get back into the game, although they were able to get the comeback win yesterday against the Blazers. They couldn't get it done on back-to-back nights. The final score of this game, 129 to 120. Nets win by 9. That's all for today. Don't forget to let us know what your thoughts were in the comment section below. Leave a like, as it's greatly appreciated. But most importantly, if you have friends that would enjoy listening to the sort of basketball content that we've been posting, make sure you let them know about B-Ball Summary. We're NBA YouTube's best kept secret. And with that, Mo, Aloe,